Hey everyone, so I found a new cemetery and it's in Golden, New Mexico. The sun's fixing to set, so we're going to walk through real quickly. So here we are in the town of Golden, New Mexico, and this is the San Francisco de Asís, built in 1839. I think there's a chapel here and definitely a cemetery. Let's see if we can go in here. I don't know if they have it locked. Maybe. Here we go. Okay. This is an old little cemetery. And the sun is going down behind that mountain, so it looks later than what it is. I think everything is facing the other direction. Let's see. It's interesting, this kind of structure that's been erected over the top. That date is 1917 to 1969, looks like. Just going to do a quick walk through here because the sun is going down. All sorts of mementos. This is from 2002. And here we have a Vietnam veteran. Passed away in 1998. Thought we'd walk through here though. Look at this. This has got a fence around it. Some cactus in there. And Adelaido Martinez. No dates on it that I can tell anywhere. Just a wooden fence that's been erected around it. There's a cross right there. And this one's kind of sad. It's a little grave. And there's even a baby bed or an infant's bed there. And it also has some toys, like I see Squidward from SpongeBob, and I don't see a name or a date or anything, but this looks like another children's one right there. And look at this fence. It's in a little bit of disrepair. And this one is 1884 to 1945. It kind of looks like a newer marker there. We have a figure that's up there, a little angel. And this one right here, it's got some Spanish down on the bottom, but Amelia Tapia, and it looks like it would have had a figure there as well. And maybe, there's another grave there. It's kind of hard to tell with the rocks, but there's several locations where there are graves. And over there would have had another figure, but you can see the graves go all the way. The fence is just right here, not that far away, and there's a grave right on the inside. So they have maximized the space that is here. That cross right there on that one, you can see rosary beads. It's a crucifix, actually. This is just a quick walk through. This is certainly fallen down. I'm sure that they will rebuild it though. And I say that just because of that one over there. There's no name on it or anything that I could see, but they have erected a new fence. And I would like to think that they would do that, and I bet they will. It does take some funds, and this is a little bitty church and chapel. I'm sure that there are other graves in between here. And I say that because there's a cross right here that is broken. And another cross right over there. So I do think that there are probably more graves in through here. Like this one right here. So it'd be a little infant's grave. In fact, you can see some writing on there. What's interesting is the N right here. It says Onelli Alice. But the N is backwards. And I can't make out a date or anything. It's too far worn down. So there are graves on both sides. There's this entrance right there. and graves on this side, and graves on this side. You can see these are in a little bit of disrepair here as well, where it had fencing around it and it's fallen in. And same thing here. It's an old grave and the writing is very difficult to make out. This chapel looks very neat. It's newer. There's a crack over on this side. They do have a bucket there for donations. And I don't know if I have any coins in my pocket, but if I do, I think I'll dump them all in this, just to try to help them out with some repairs and some maintenance of this chapel. You can tell that they are maintaining it. They've put some fresh paint on it sometime. You can see hooks on there where they've hung Christmas lights, I guess. And they've painted it, maintained it. Cost some money for this gravel and stuff like that, or at least to go gather it up. That's a new roof on there and everything. It looks like somewhere you can drive right up to this. I don't have much pocket change, and nowadays where you carry, debit cards or whatever, I don't have any cash, but we will dump all of this inside of here to help them with their maintenance. Figure it goes to good use, and hopefully they can put it towards some of these fences that are over there. So look at there. If you look up closely in there, zoom in a little bit, I don't know if it picks up in the camera, but there is actually a bell in there that they can ring. And then of course, I guess that's the saint that's right there that this is named after. Someone will have to help me out on that. I don't have a whole lot of experience with some of the Catholic beliefs. When they name something and it has a saint name, I'm assuming that that is probably the saint that is there. I love the glass windows, and if you look close, you can see where the wall has kind of bowed out, and that's maybe the original way of how they've done it, and then this is the newer stucco way. There's actually Christmas lights right up there, but you can see a religious figure inside that window. It's kind of hard because I know there's a glare. Maybe that way you can see it a little bit better, but it is pretty neat to see this chapel with the stained glass. It looks like the old original windows on the outside here. The wood just stays forever. They've done some patchwork there. It's a tiny little community. This Golden can't be more than a couple hundred people, I would say. But some of the surrounding communities may go to church services here. And hopefully, even though I just dropped a little bit of change and it's not much, hopefully they can put it to some good use. Not much on this side. In fact, it looks like they could be using this for as an expansion onto the original chapel that's here. But it's pretty neat. As you can see, it's bowing out a little bit. If you look straight on, it kind of bows out at different angles, but pretty neat to see. Lots of different little graves in here. I wouldn't say lots, I guess, but different than what I see in Oklahoma. A little pine tree, kind of a Christmas tree there. All of this that you see on the countryside surrounding the cemetery, up on these mountains over here, all up through here, these are cedar trees. So this area has a very strong cedar tree smell. If you've ever been around those, they have a distinctive smell. But these cedar trees are much thicker than anything that we have in Oklahoma, and the smell is really strong, which I don't mind. It smells good. So Daniel Wright, 1937 on that cross right there in the little border. And some more graves. This one actually has a border that's kind of been covered up. This ground is really soft. You can step in it and almost sink in it. So this has a border that's probably just been covered up over time with some of the moisture. There's some sort of saint in there. Don't know if it's the same saint. Looks like it had a marker. I'm not sure what happened to it. There's also what looks to be maybe a grave here, kind of that outline like that. But there's a marker right over there. This is a marker. Looks like to be some kind of writing on there like CH maybe. And then there's definitely a marker right over there. I think there's another resting place there. A couple places in this cemetery where they have them. And these are, that's a World War I veteran right there, passed away in 1956. As you can see, there's fresh flags, birds, flowers, wreaths, memorials, rosary beads. So this cemetery is well maintained by some of the family members here. Montano, and we have Gonzalez, Saiz. Definitely well taken care of in the little pockets by families. Some of these others just may not have family around anymore. This may be a veteran, as there's a flag placed in front of it. And then we have this one that's kind of disintegrating a little bit. I think it's kind of like a plastic one. Some color on that, which is pretty neat. And then this looks like it may have had a photo or a religious figure there as well. There's even one tucked away in the corner. This could have been a flagpole here. But like I said, any of these could have been graves all through here. This was a quick walk through. We went through the cemetery, took a look around a little bit, around the chapel. Not much to it, but I wanted to show it. I thought it was noteworthy, and I really love these old cemeteries with these walls and these graves. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.